Guys, we made it. It is the final monthly money reset of the year. It is December officially. I can't believe it. I feel like a broken record. I feel like I'm always saying, where did the month go? Where did the year go? But actually, where did 2025 go? What happened? I've decided to pick a new setting for this monthly budget video because honestly, I needed some holiday cheer. It's been, well, a rough month, a little bit of a rough year. I will say 2025 has been full of lessons. I can do more videos on this that are not just about budgeting, but maybe more about life. Let me know. Oh, there's Lexi. She was laying behind me. Let me know in the comments what you would like to hear about, but I feel like 2025 has been a very instructive year in the way that I think it's the year where I've really been coming to terms with the fact that life never settles down. And I think since 2020, I have dealt with a lot of instability. Life has been a little bit bonkers. And I think ever since 2020, I've just been sort of waiting for everything to go back to some kind of status quo and for life to just, improve, just get better. And it feels like every year that's gone by, I'm a little disappointed in that outcome. And I feel like 2025 was kind of the same. I went into the new year with a lot of optimism and hope that, 2025 would be a year that I would achieve a lot. I would make a lot of progress on a lot of different goals. And not to say that I haven't done that. There have been a lot of really great things about this year too. I do want to emphasize that. Actually, in some ways, this year has been so special, so important in my life. Really, really good things have happened. But there's been a lot of really tough things as well. There's been loss in my family. I got a really serious health diagnosis, which, is something that is still impacting my health every day, will impact my health for the rest of my life. Obviously, everything with Lexi and her health. Yeah, and that's barely scratching the surface. That doesn't even touch on relationships, work. Work has been a little bit tough lately. My work did go through a round of layoffs recently. So there's just been so many things happening this year. And I think what I'm realizing and the thing that I want to take into 2026 is that, that's just the way things are now. I think when you reach a certain point in life where you are old enough and you just have, accrued enough responsibility and the people around you are also, aging, and the likelihood that something challenging is going to happen becomes more and more. And I don't mean that in a woe is me, sad, pessimistic kind of way. I actually think it's quite the opposite. I think that when you can just come to terms with the fact that life is never really gonna settle down, it is just going to continue to be interrupted by all kinds of things and events that you're not planning. And you just plan for that, I guess. You plan for the fact that you are going to be surprised. And that's really all I'm taking into 2026. I don't even know if I'm going to set goals for next year. I don't know if I'm going to have New Year's resolutions. I'm really curious to know what you guys are doing in the comments below. Let me know. I can make some videos if I do end up setting some goals. I think that would be fun. But I feel like I'm just in a place where I'm more about embracing the uncertainty. And that doesn't mean we can't accomplish things. It's more just about, acknowledging that we never really know what life has in store for us. And you just kind of got to lean into that. So with that feels like an appropriate time to dive into the December budget video. If you are new here, my name is Kate. I live in Toronto, Canada. I do solo budgeting videos. So I am single. I do everything on a single income, and I just like sharing my finances transparently because I think it can be really helpful to see how other people manage their money, what their income is like, what their budget is like, and also how they manage to live on their own in a really expensive city. Toronto has a very high cost of living, and so I also like sharing for that reason. But with that, I have my laptop here. Let's do the December budgeting. Full disclosure, I am varying levels of prepared for these videos. Sometimes, a lot of the time, I've often put thought into how much I'm going to put into each category and things like that. I am pretty unprepared, so you might have to bear with me. There might be some erasing and going back and changing things. That's just been, I feel like that's a really accurate representation of where I am with my money right now, because if you haven't watched the November budget recap yet, go back and watch it after this. There's just been, it was an extremely expensive month. I think I spent over $12,000 if I recall correctly. And so I have really just been in this place where I'm wanting to avoid my finances, and sitting down and doing this with you is really good accountability, because otherwise I don't know if I actually would do this on my own. And I have been putting it off. So that's why I haven't really done much in the way of pre-planning. So let's just get into it. RSP, that's the easiest one. It's done for me already. TFSA and FHSA, don't make me laugh. We're not saving this month. The only thing I will say, my emergency fund, I really, really, really want to have a little bit of money to put aside in this account this month because I am about $400 away from hitting my annual savings goal. $400 away. And I really don't think I'm going to be able to save anything this month, which means that I am technically going to fall short of my yearly savings goal. So that's super annoying, but let's try it. I'm going to put $400. I think that gets me to my savings goal for the year. As if I have to come back and take money out of it, I have to take it out. It is what it is. The savings goal at the end of the day, it's just a number. If I only get 98% of the way there, I think that's also fine, you know, shoot for the moon, land among the stars, all of that. But if I can put a little bit of money away this month, I think that would be great. Reinvesting dividends and interest, I'm just going to put like $100. I don't know what it's going to come to. Actually, this month might be a higher dividend month. I can't remember if it's December or January where a lot of dividends hit, but it's usually in that ballpark. I usually get about $100, $150 a month in dividends and interest. I also am getting a YouTube check this month. That is so nice. So that will be about $170 to $180. Not sure yet. It always takes a little bit of time for Google AdSense to process. And then, so I don't think I'll actually see the final number for a couple more weeks, but it will be in this ballpark. Okay, the next few line items, same as always, rent is $2,100, insurance is $46.44, utilities were $101.59 this month. It's still high. It's not summer anymore. I don't know why my hydro bill is so high. Apparently hydro prices in Toronto or maybe all of Ontario went up. So maybe that's why. I don't know, but it's definitely making me want to unplug more stuff, except for the tree and the lights. Those stay. Internet is $67.80. Cell phone is $50.85. I actually did call my cell phone company yesterday and I got them to decrease my cell phone bill. So that should be going down about another $5. I just don't know what it's going to come to with tax. So I'm just going to leave, and it might actually not start until my next bill. So we're just going to leave the $50.85 there for now. Car and gas, that $132.37 is for my car insurance. But what else am I going to need to cover this month? I've already got my winter tires on. Gas. Oh, I have a gift card for gas for $100 to Petro-Canada. That's one of the things I cashed in last month using credit card points. So I will have plenty of gas money, which means that I literally might only be paying for car insurance this month. That's amazing. You know what? I'm very optimistically going to leave it at that. $132 just for insurance. Okay, moving on. I usually have $50 set aside for Uber, $20 for public transit. I think that should be fine. Again, we'll be really laying low around the holidays, staying close to home, maybe going to a couple little small Christmas gatherings, things like that. But for the most part, really low key. I am staying home with Lexi a lot still while she is recovering. So not really anticipating too much on the transportation costs. And I'm also staying local for the holidays. I don't have any big travel planned. So yeah, I think we can keep that as is. Household. Okay, so I already bought a bunch of household stuff yesterday on Cyber Monday, stocking up on soap and things like that because some of the deals were really, really good. So I feel like household is going to be more like a couple $100 this month just because of those one-off things. Yeah, I think that should be good. Pets. Okay, so I do still have a chunk of Lexi's surgery bill to cover this month. And then I also did stock up on some stuff for her as well. So I stocked up on treats, some dry food. PetSmart was having a really good Cyber Monday deal. Everything was 30 to 40% off. So let's say maybe $2,000 for her. $1,500 of that is for the vet costs. And then $500 will be just to cover everything else. Health and wellness, I keep going over in this category. I already canceled my therapy yesterday just because I've run out of coverage for the year. So much as I'd like to have these last few therapy appointments of the year, I don't think I can justify it right now. So canceled those. I refilled prescriptions last month. I don't think I'm going to have any major spending, but I'm still going to put $100 because I feel like things always come up even when I'm not planning for it. So let's just say $100 and call it a day. Groceries, I would love to say that this is going to be low this month, but it's the holidays, it's Christmas. I might be hosting, so I would rather just have leeway with the budget. Let's say $500. Even it's probably going to be more, but I will do my best to keep it to that. Restaurants, same thing. It's gonna be not a crazy month, but for sure, like it's gonna be the holidays. Gonna wanna be like ordering in a little bit or going out and grabbing brunch or, just doing little things like that. So let's say 250. Alcohol and bars, again, wanna be realistic there. So I'm going to allocate 200. Coffee, I just don't drink coffee out all that much. So I'm gonna leave it at 20 bucks. That way, like if I wanna grab coffee for myself and, my friend or my sister, whatever, then that covers it. But I really can see myself only doing that once, like maybe twice. Toiletries and cosmetics. I'm trying to think. I did buy some La Roche-Posay for Cyber Monday. So I got a new face moisturizer. That is like the one thing I have been allowed to buy because I actually am basically finished it in my project pan. I'm like almost completely out of all my face moisturizers that I've been using up for the last year. So I did actually need to get a new one, but that was, I think, around $20, $25. And then I don't know if I actually need anything else this month, but you know what? Things always come up. I'm still going to put 80. That way that covers my Cyber Monday spending and then anything else that pops up. Personal care, I don't think there's going to be anything this month. I don't think I'm going to get my nails done. I think I'm just going to keep it 0 and try to be more frugal there right now. Clothing, same maybe, but also if I want to buy just like, something like one article of clothing, maybe on Boxing Day, like if there's good Boxing Day deals and there's like one particular item that I want. You know what, I'll just put $100 and then that does give me a little bit of buffer. Entertainment is going to be really low again, 50 bucks. There's nothing super set that I have planned yet, but it might be nice to go to like one of those candlelight concerts or, just like go to a Christmas market, things like that. So that would cover anything like that. Shopping, I am also going to put $100 just because I already don't even remember my own Cyber Monday spending yesterday. And there might have been like, it was nothing big, but there might have been a couple like small things that were like 20 bucks that would fall under this, generic shopping category. And then also, yeah, again, if things pop up for Boxing Day, then that's covered. Travel is going to be 0. Not doing anything this month, staying put, staying close to home. Gifts, it's not going to be anything crazy. My family has really decided to forego gift giving over these last few years. Sometimes we do just like stockings or we'll do little things like that. But in terms of giving actual big gifts, not really. I'm still going to put $100 just to cover like little odds and ends like that and maybe like a couple small things for other people. Charity, $50 as usual. I tend to like to give more around this time of year, but I've just been so strapped with these freaking vet bills. So $50 it is. I will try to up my charitable giving in 2026, but for now, that's just going to have to do. Subscriptions I actually bumped up to $35.49, but I might be able to bump it back down because, oh wait, no, but Netflix. Okay. So it was $35.49. That is for YouTube Premium, iCloud, and then also my New York Times game subscription, which I forgot about. So that was hitting me with like $4 or $5 a month. But I just put my New York Times on pause, but I am going to have one more month of Netflix. So I think that's going to be about $40 all in. But I did already pause the New York Times. I already canceled my Prime. So yeah, there were a lot of expenses in November for subscriptions that shouldn't be recurring in December. And then miscellaneous, bane of my existence. This category has spiraled so much these last few months. So I want to be realistic, but also try to push myself to bring this down. Let's say $80, because also holidays, random things come up. I think that will, yeah, I think that should be fine. I think I can do that. I think I can do 80. Now, that means I am at minus $7 as of right now. Yeah, which means I just may not be able to save as much in my emergency fund as I want to. Let's say $350 for now. That gives me a little teeny bit of buffer. I really don't even know how realistic this budget is at this point. I feel like you can plan and plan all you want in December, but this time of year feels very unpredictable no matter how much you try to map it out, how much you try to plan ahead. I'm probably going to be doing some things like using gift cards, using more PC Optimum points, trying to do some things like that just to make the holiday season feel a little bit more affordable. And, you know, I also do want to continue to do some fun challenges, you know, things at home to try and reduce my spending. So really want to continue my pantry pan. You know, I've been trying to clean out my pantry and my freezer, go through old stuff. I really want to do some baking around the holidays. So I'll be baking some of my own bread, bagels, things like that. So that'll be like a fun challenge to try and reduce, you know, grocery spending during a otherwise spendy month. And yeah, really just trying to have some fun with it. I really am trying to think about it not from the standpoint of like restriction and not being allowed to spend, but more being like, oh, it's like fun to cook around the holidays, and it's like fun to put on Christmas movies and make your own little like cocktails with, you know, whatever you just have sitting at home already. So I like doing things like that. I like gamifying it so that it's a little bit, you know, it at least feels fun. You're tricking yourself into thinking it's fun to save money and do frugal things. So that is very much going to be the MO this holiday season. Let me know in the comments what you have planned for the month of December. If you are looking ahead at some very spendy times, if you are traveling over the holidays, if your family is big into gift giving, you know, let me know in the comments how your budget is looking for the month and how you plan for the holiday season. And also let me know what other videos you might like to see in December. I will have a little bit of time off, and since I'm staying home, I would love to do some more videos. I'm going to do some Project Pan updates, but would also love to do some other videos as well. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any video ideas, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.